place for the sake of 50 righteous who are inside it. The discussion goes on with Abraham and Jehovah, and the number is successively dropped to 10. And that account says, Abraham said to Jehovah, Jehovah, please, suppose only 10 are found there. Jehovah answered, I will not destroy it for the sake of 10. When Jehovah finished speaking with Abraham, Abraham went on his way. Did he give them a warning? Certainly. God sent his two angels to meet with Lot. God's messenger said to Lot, do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and all your people in the city? Bring them out of this place. Lot tried to warn his prospective sons-in-law. Get up out of this place because Jehovah will destroy the city. His sons-in-law thought he was joking. And the third criteria for this act, for Jehovah to have, he has to have divine instructions for survival. In 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 6 through 8, goes on to tell us there, it says, the two angels grabbed Lot, his daughter, and his wife, and led them out of the city and told them, escape for your life, and do not look behind. God displayed mercy on Noah and Lot here, and they are genuine acts of God because they are righteous and they're purposeful. And also that he did not destroy the righteous with the wicked. We can see from these two examples, for us, failure to acknowledge God's warning leads to a disastrous end. And this should be a strong warning for us that God gives us today about the upcoming conclusion of the system of things. How so? These two examples set a pattern for ungodly people of things to come. These two examples meet God's criteria. So now we're coming to the good part. We are now facing the greatest act of God and disaster that is going to happen to all of mankind. Let's read the account there in Matthew 24, verse 21. There it says, for then there will be a great tribulation, such as not occurred since the world's beginning until now, no, nor will occur again. And this culminates in Armageddon. It is the war of the great day of God the Almighty, a day in which the kings of the entire inhabited earth will gather to wage war against Jehovah. It is God's war, not a nuclear holocaust or other man-made disasters. This act is an act of judgment, and it will be selective. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 1:8, it says, in a flaming fire he brings vengeance on those who do not know God, and those who do not obey the good news about our Lord Jesus. These very ones will undergo a judicial punishment of everlasting destruction. In 2 Peter 3:9, it tells us Jehovah is not slow concerning his promise. He is patient with you. He does not desire anyone to be destroyed, but he desires all to attain repentance. Now let's go back just a moment to that doomsday clock that I showed you earlier. The atomic scientists say that when the doomsday clock strikes midnight, it will be the end of civilization. Jehovah will never let it get that far. In Revelation 11, 17, and 18, it tells us why. It says, we thank you, Jehovah God, the Almighty, the one who is and who was, because you have taken your great power and begun ruling. And he will bring to ruin those ruining the earth. Jehovah too has a clock, but not like the doomsday clock. Jehovah's clock moves unchangeably forward to its exact timetable. His clock is marching on to the great day of God the Almighty. That great day will be the day when God will bring to conclusion this wicked system of things, of violence, corruption, misuse of the earth, and sexual immorality. It will be his final act of this system of things. So when is this going to happen? Matthew 24:36 says, concerning that day, nobody knows, neither the angels of the heavens nor the Son, but only the Father. Verse 42 tells us, keep on the watch. Jehovah's day is coming like a thief. It will come suddenly and unexpectedly. So how can we be sure that this great tribulation will be an act of God? It will be undisputable. It will be visible. It will be recognizable to all. For example, in the book of Ezekiel, it mentions that Jehovah, it says that all people will know that I am Jehovah. It says that in the book of Ezekiel 67 times. And first, it will be in harmony with God's declared purpose. Is advanced warning being given now? Let's read Matthew 24:14. And here it says, and this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth, for a witness to all nations, and then the end will come. Jehovah's Witnesses have sounded a clear warning of this system's end. This magazine, The Watchtower, as you're all familiar with, has been published since 1879. It's the most widely published magazine in the world. Current monthly issues, almost 53 million copies and 228 languages. And how is this going to be done? Acts 20:20 says, from house to house. Well, did you know we had an app for that? And in that app, we have 6 English translations, and we have 14 languages of the Bible on that app, plus an abundant amount of information with videos and so on. We also have a website, jw.org. And the third criteria for an act of God, which we'll all recognize, there will be divine instructions for survival. And the key to that survival is learning what God's instructions are and then following them. At Ecclesiastes 12:13, it says, fear the true God and keep his commandments. Jesus put it plainly at John 17:3, where he says, this means everlasting life. They're coming to know you, the only true God, and the one whom you sent forth, Jesus Christ. Taking in knowledge refers to an ongoing process which results in knowing God. Knowing God involves much more than just having a mental grasp of his qualities and his purpose. Knowing God includes having a close bond of love with him, with his fellow believers, and to be obedient to his principles and his statutes. The most important thing for us would be is you must love Jehovah with your whole heart, mind, and soul. So we can see there will be unparalleled destruction, yet survival is possible. Deuteronomy 30:19, it tells us, I have put life and death before you, and you must choose life so that you may live. This will be the greatest act of God that will happen to mankind. I know his fingers. After the war of the great day of Almighty, and after the removal of all the wicked people on the earth, Jehovah will bring abundant blessings for all mankind. Let's read Psalms 37:10, 11, and 29. There it says, just a little while longer, and the wicked will be no more. You will look at where they were, they will not be there. The meek will possess the earth, and they will find exquisite delight in the abundance of peace. And verse 29 on the next page. The righteous will possess the earth, and they will live forever on it. All the damage that mankind had done to the earth's environment will be reversed. Earth will be restored to God's original purpose, a global paradise. Isaiah helps us and describes it, where he says, the wilderness and the parched land will exult. The desert plain will be joyful and blossom. Waters will burst forth in the wilderness. The effects of death, old age, and sickness will all vanish. Revelation says, death will be no more. Isaiah again describes, he will strengthen the weak hands. The eyes of the blind will be opened. The ears of the deaf will be unstopped. The lame will leap like a deer. The tongue of the speechless one will shout for joy. Poverty, economic, social injustices will all be rectified. No more corruption at any level. Isaiah again here describes, they will build houses and live in them. They will not build houses for someone else to inhabit. They will not toil for nothing. You can enjoy all these blessings if you heed God's warning now and take action toward survival. The choice is yours.